So I watched House of Hypertrophy's latest YouTube, and I do like him as a creator, but I'm sorry, this latest study sucks. Okay, it's stupid in a way that would never happen in any other field of science. I have some graphs here from the actual study, and they show the frequency and the results from all these various data points. I'm going to show you a sort of made-up hypothetical graph that would show you what this would look like if this were published in a medical journal, which it never would be. Because they're calling it a meta-analysis, but they really haven't given any consideration to whether they're making a meaningful comparison. Does this data really fit with each other? So what I've done here is I've created the opioid painkiller dose response relationship. As you can see, we have some blue dots and some red dots, and the line of best fit is in purple, and that shows the dose response relationship for all opioid painkillers. The problem when you just get random data like this and put it all together is you basically have an observational study. You can't make causal inferences, right? So if I look at this line of best fit and I say, hey, well, fentanyl is very powerful. It stands to reason that if I gave more, that would get better outcomes. This is observational because there's a whole bunch of fentanyl data that isn't there. Nobody has done a study showing what happens to people at high doses of fentanyl because they've made a decision that that's a bad idea because it's going to kill their patients. So if I just make a graph where I put in the hypothetical fentanyl data, I can show the outcome, and let's just pretend that we can graph bad outcomes and the bottom is death. This is what the graph would look like if that fentanyl data was there. The fact that the fentanyl data isn't there is an observation. There's a reason why it's not there. It doesn't stand to reason that we can just get the fentanyl data, use the line of best fit and project the fentanyl data and say, hey, if higher doses of tramadol produce better outcomes, why don't we just give massive doses of fentanyl? Then we'll get super massive great outcomes. Now, the study itself references these limitations, but then in the conclusion, it just goes on to make these same generalizations. It's hard for me to express how shit this study is. People in the medical research area, if they saw this, would be shocked. It is a fucking terrible, terrible study. The conclusions are bogus. I'm sorry, but this study is bullshit.
Just as most of academic research that your taxes pay for is almost certainly bullshit.